Hey guys, this is SGLeroy giving you a commentary for StarCraft 2, and this is my first commentary for StarCraft 2. It's between me, SGLeroy, and Skill, the Terran player, and he must be pretty good because this was when I used to be in Gold. So yeah, I guess he's like a goldish player. He's probably a lot better now, but yeah, this game was recorded day 2 or so of the StarCraft 2 release. So you're gonna see some wonky strategies, a lot less standard strategies anyway, and you'll see how old PvT used to go. Well, it's not that old, but it is. It has changed, at least a little, and for some reason, people still go for massive marauder pushes, and I love to stomp them. But this guy goes for something different. It's a weird 3 racks ghost build, and I've only seen people go for this near the beginning of the StarCraft 2 retail release, because people thought that ghosts were overpowered against Terran, and by the time you can get 1 or 2 ghosts, you can usually get like 20 Marines to back them up, and he's like trying to chase me with like 4 SCVs. Probably not the best, as his income is like down a chunk because of that. APM wise, I am a lot lower than I am currently. I haven't played very much StarCraft 2 because I have had a very horrible computer for the longest time, and what's funny is the SCV throws me off, and I actually forget to get my gas because of it. So secretly his SCV was screwing with my head. He planned it all out. He said, I'm gonna hit that SCV and he won't be able to get any gas because of it. So, oh yeah, and I stole his gas. So I guess it's a trade, you know. My gas for his gas. But he actually has he has 1 SCV. It's more than me. He's mining 50 gas, 32 gas a minute. And I'm just going standard. I plan to do a Zealot Sentry build. And the problem with Zealot Sentry is ghosts do quite well, you know. So I was hoping that he would go like a heavy marauder build, because this is what I used to do, especially when you have a big ramp. Is early on I'd go charge lots and sentries, because people say marauders destroy zealots, but that's not completely true. If the zealots are in their face, they do quite well. And charge lots and sentries, you can combine force fields and guardian shields with charge lots, and it takes down marauders quite well, and marines too, obviously. So he gets his Ghost Academy very early at like 20, well, a few minutes ago, so like 18, 19 supply he got that, and which was pretty freaking early, as I only have 2 gateways and I have warp gate tech going. Now my original plan was to go 2 gate robo, but instead, since I had so many zealots and I had a sentry going, I'm like, I'll go zealot sentry. So for some retarded reason, I went 3 gate zealot sentry. And don't blame me, guys. This is like early on. I wasn't the greatest. He was getting an attack upgrade pretty soon, I'm pretty sure, because I was surprised that he got one. And when I was actually playing this game, I remember seeing an attack upgrade and I was like, what the hell? So, if he didn't get it, he actually could have had like an extra like ghoster, or like 2 marines or a marauder in there or something, and it probably would have done a lot better. You'll see later on. So I'm trying to keep on top of my supply, because that's like my worst thing. I got everything down now. Like I'm on high platinum now. I got everything down, but what I don't have down is about 40 to 50 supply. I start to forget about pylons, and I always mess up, or like I make a proxy pylon and I don't take in the fact that it'll die and then I'll be supply blocked. So I'm trying to make sure I don't get supply blocked. I need to consciously make an effort towards that. Another thing is, late game I get upgrades too late, and they'll end up usually getting like an upgrade or two ahead of me. But it's usually not that big of a deal. It's the pylons that get me. So I get an observer, and I have charge. He has stim and an upgrade on the way. I have my observer and charge on the way. I have a decent army. I mean, I have 3 gateways, so I can pump a decent amount. I'm pretty sure I'm making some units soon. He's pushing out with 2 ghosts and about 15 or so marines, 10-15 marines. I have about, you know, like 7 zealots, 4 sentries, you know. So I also set up a proxy pylon just in case. I'm very good with those. I feel like proxy pylons aren't mandatory, but feels like they should be. Now the thing about Zealot Sentry, as you can see, is he EMPs all my sentries and my Zealots are half dead, which kind of make this whole strategy half useless. Because yeah, my shields have recharged, but does it really matter? I only have 1 sentry that can like do maybe a Guardian Shield or a Force Field. And so he's like, ah, yeah, I'm gonna push in, I got this. And he made a bad EMP, so that's one thing, but I did some half bad force fields. I did get one of his ghosts caught in there. I don't know how to get units caught inside a force field, but I don't know, I guess it was just a thing that they might have patched or something. So the bad part about going Ghost Marine is, as you can tell, it looked like he had a pretty decent size force, but the second you start damaging some of the Marines and they stim, then they kind of die instantaneously, the Zealots and Sentries. Like, yeah, if I had some Stalkers, they'd do well too. Oh yeah, and here's my my noob senses back in the day when I'd see a whole bunch of Marines and then some Ghosts, and I'd go, hey, why don't I get an Immortal? That'd be really useful, because you know, Immortals just die to Marines in half a second. So he's still pumping Ghosts and Marines at his base. Like, he's not trying to expand or get any higher tech. Like, he's just going all in. And this is how Terrans actually used to supposedly win near the beginning of the StarCraft 2 release. Because I heard a lot about it, like Ghost Marine builds. And this was my first encounter. Like, this was the first time I've ever seen it. I was like, what the hell is he doing? And it was a legit strategy because it attacked early on in a lot of Protoss, including myself, for like big macro whores, and we go for like 2 bases and, like, you know, versus Terran anyway. Like, Terran, the only way to beat a Terran is to have him contained and to get an economy advantage, you know. But oh yeah, I'm just transferring some probes. But if you have map control and an economy advantage, you can usually beat them. And I've always had so much trouble with Terran. I've always had like the most difficulty fighting Terran. It's like my worst matchup. And back then, it was a lot worse a while ago. I've gotten better at it because it was such a bad matchup for me. And I've gotten used to dealing with like big siege lines with tons of marauders and stuff. It's pretty hard to get used to beating. So here I'm hiding in the gas, and it actually worked quite well because my Zealots got like right in there, but his stim and Marines, man, the damage per second on that is ridiculous. As you can see, my Immortal's half useless and it dies in 2 seconds. And he goes, hey, an expansion. Nom nom nom. And I try to prevent the feast that he's about to have, as I have like 4 units and he has, like, you know, a sizable force.